Hey, Doward here. Welcome to my workshop. We've got a pair of PS3s here exhibiting the yellow light of death. So we're going to go ahead and take these apart and reflow them. So the first step in this is you got to remove, if you've still got your voided warranty sticker there, you got to remove that. And then you're going to see this little rubber boot that you can just pull out. And there's a T10 security Torx back there. Now security Torx has basically a little pin in the middle, so the actual bit has a little hole in it. So we'll remove that. Take the screw set aside. We're also going to want to remove the hard drive. So we'll open this case. We got to take out this little Phillips head here and then pull the drive out. Lift the tab. Lift upward. Pull out. There's the hard drive out. This one's got a 40 gig in it right now. If you're upgrading the hard drive, it's a great time to go ahead and put a new hard drive in, slide that in. Once you remove this ball here, slide this section, the top piece off toward you, lift up, set that off to the side. Now what we got to do is go through and remove all of the Phillips head screws that are in here. So we'll go through and remove all of these guys now. Alright, the next step once you've got all these bolts out is you want to go ahead and, it looks like actually, I thought there was a second clip over here, but I'm going to lift this clip here. And you see it here, kind of clip in. Let me see if I can zoom in and give you a better picture of this. What you got to do is push this little pin in and lift up. And now we can get to the inside of the PS3. We'll set this off to the side for cleaning later. So first thing we'll do is remove the Blu-ray drive. Now there's a ribbon cable underneath it, so what I do is I lift it up, disconnect the power. Here's the ribbon cable. We'll lift that little tab that's on there. You want to lift that little black tab up, and the ribbon cable removes. We'll set that off to the side. Next we'll remove the power supply, disconnect its cable, and we'll undo these couple of Phillips heads. Alright, so here's our power supply. I want to disconnect the main AC input. I've already disconnected the cable up front. The wireless antenna here is stuck to this with some adhesive, so I'll disconnect that. And we can set our power supply off to the side. Next we'll remove the front board, disconnect the ribbon cable here. I can disconnect the wireless hookup. And we can lift this little board off and set it to the side. Go ahead and disconnect this cable. Gonna need it out the way anyway. Keep it with the board so I know where it goes. Next we'll disconnect the antenna. This is the wireless, probably the Bluetooth as well. We'll set it off to the side. We'll disconnect the ground cable from the main power. Set that screw off to the side. Alright. We are now ready to remove the main logic board out of here. So we'll start by removing all the screws that had little arrows pointing to them. And then we'll remove the heatsink hookups. Now being that these are under pressure, I like to remove them a little at a time, just to ensure no crazy warpage. Alright, now we should be ready to remove this shield plate very carefully. There we go. Set that off to the side. See how dusty we're getting in here. This thing's not been cleaned out in a while. But now we should be able to go ahead and remove the board. Required a little wiggling. Get it out. There's the main shell. Set that off to the side. I think somebody might have been in here before. I'm finding little chunks of broken plastic. It's not unusual. I often get items that other people were unable to fix. I am then asked to fix them. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we can go ahead and start working on getting the backing plate off, like so. Get that out the way. Now we can actually see the heat sinks and all in here. So next what we need to do is go ahead and work on, here's the big fan and all, that'll all need to be blown out. We'll blow all this clean. So being that I do need to clean this fan, that's going to be the next thing I do is go ahead and remove the fan. Just 3 bolts holding that down. Slide the fan out. I'll be able to clean it down easily now. You want to very carefully work your way around the logic board to detach it from the heatsink compound. Alright, so your ports are along the back here, so what you want to do is very carefully bring it up, and it might be a little sticky from the heatsink compound on there. But there's our motherboard. This is what we will be doing a reflow to. Here's our actual heat sinks. We'll clean this entire thing down. We'll clean the heat sinks down real well. We'll clean down the surface that these actually belt to. We'll put some Arctic silver in there. Alright, so the next stage is cleaning.